What type of animal is a mammal that can truly fly? Bat. While flying squirrels can only glide, bats are the only mammals capable of true sustained flight, with wings that are anatomically similar to human hands.
Which of these is a primary color of subtractive mixing?
Cyan. This is the basis for color printing. Cyan, magenta, and yellow inks are used to subtract brightness from white paper to create a full spectrum of colors.
What term describes an animal that primarily eats plants?
Herbivore.
Herbivores, such as cows and deer, often have complex digestive systems with multiple stomach chambers to help them break down tough plant cellulose.
What is the common name for the compound sodium chloride?
Table salt. Salt has been a valuable commodity throughout history. The word salary actually originates from the Latin word for salt, sal, as Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in it.
Which of these is a type of simple machine in physics? Lever.
A lever multiplies force, making work easier. Archimedes famously said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world."
What state of matter has a definite volume but no shape?
Liquid. A liquid's molecules are close together but can move past one another, allowing it to flow and take the shape of its container while maintaining its volume. How do we classify animals that have a spinal column?
Vertebrates. Although vertebrates like mammals, birds, and fish are very familiar, they make up less than 5% of all known animal species. The rest are all invertebrates. Which planet is the largest planet in our solar system?
Jupiter. Jupiter is truly immense. It is more than twice as massive as all the other planets in our solar system combined, and its great red spot is a storm larger than Earth. What is the process when a liquid turns into a gas called?
Evaporation.
Evaporation is a natural cooling process. When sweat evaporates from your skin, it takes heat energy with it, which is how your body regulates its temperature. What natural satellite orbits our home planet, the Earth?
The Moon. The Moon is slowly moving away from Earth at a rate of about 3.8 centimeters or 1.5 inches per year. Millions of years ago, it would have appeared much larger in the sky.
What is the most abundant element in the Earth's crust?
Oxygen. While iron feels very common, oxygen makes up about 47% of the Earth's crust by mass, mostly locked away in silicate minerals like quartz and feldspar. Which acid is primarily found within the human stomach? Hydrochloric. Stomach acid is extremely potent, with a pH between 1.5 and 3.5. It's strong enough to dissolve some metals and is your first line of defense against foodborne pathogens. What property of a sound wave determines its perceived pitch?
Frequency. Frequency measured in hertz is the number of sound wave vibrations per second. Higher frequencies create sounds our brain interprets as a higher pitch.
Who proposed the model of the atom with a central nucleus?
Ernest Rutherford. Rutherford's gold foil experiment showed atoms are mostly empty space with a tiny dense nucleus. He famously said it was like firing a shell at tissue paper and having it bounce back. What name is given to the scientific study of insects?
Entomology.
Insects are the most diverse group of animals, with over 1 million described species and many more yet to be discovered. Entomology is a vast and fascinating field of study.
What common alloy is created by combining copper and zinc?
Brass. The bright, warm, and dynamic properties of brass, which allow it to resonate and produce clear tones, make it the ideal material for musical instruments like trumpets and horns.
Where in the human body is the smallest bone, the stapes?
In the ear.
The stapes, or stirrup, is the smallest bone in the human body, measuring only about 3 by 2.5 millimeters. It is a critical component for transmitting sound vibrations.
Which type of rock is formed from cooled magma or lava?
Igneous. The word igneous is derived from the Latin ignis, which means fire. These rocks, like granite and basalt, form the bedrock of the Earth's continents and ocean floors. What physical quantity is measured in the unit of joules?
Energy.
A joule is a measure of energy or work. Lifting a small apple, about 100 grams, straight up by 1 meter requires approximately 1 joule of energy to overcome gravity.
How do we classify a solution with a pH value above 7?
Alkaline? An alkaline solution is also known as a base. Many cleaning agents like bleach and ammonia are alkaline because these solutions are effective at dissolving fats and oils.
What is the term for a substance that speeds up a chemical reaction?
A catalyst. Your body is full of biological catalysts called enzymes. A single enzyme can speed up a reaction by millions of times, allowing life processes to occur at body temperature.
What is the common scientific term for the human windpipe?
Trachea.
The trachea is lined with C-shaped rings of cartilage. These rings provide rigid support to keep the airway from collapsing, ensuring you can always breathe freely. What name is given to a final, stable ecological community?
Climax community. A bright, warm, and dynamic community like an old-growth rainforest or a mature coral reef represents the final stable stage of ecological succession that can persist for centuries. Which bond forms from the attraction between opposite ions?
Ionic. The classic example of an ionic bond is found in table salt, NaCl. A sodium atom donates an electron to a chlorine atom, creating charged Na+ and Cl- ions that attract.
Who is credited with the important discovery of the electron? J.J. Thomson.
Thomson discovered the electron in 1897. His plum pudding model of the atom envisioned negative electrons scattered within a sphere of positive charge.
What type of relationship benefits both organisms involved?
Mutualism.
A perfect example of mutualism is the relationship between clownfish and sea anemones. The clownfish is protected by the anemone, and it in turn cleans and defends it.
What is the process of a cell engulfing a large particle?
Phagocytosis.
The term phagocytosis literally translates to cell eating. It's the primary way your immune system's white blood cells engulf and destroy invading bacteria.
Which plant tissue transports water up from the roots? Xylem.
The xylem tissue in a plant forms a continuous pipeline for water. In trees, the old hardened xylem becomes wood, providing the tree's structural strength.
Which protein is the primary component of human hair and nails?
Keratin. Keratin is a tough, fibrous protein. Different types of keratin are also the key structural material making up the horns, hooves, claws, and feathers of animals.
What is the name for the weak attraction between molecules?
Van der Waals.
A gecko can climb walls due to van der Waals forces. Millions of tiny hairs on its feet create a huge surface area, and the weak molecular attractions all add up.
How many did you get right? Let us know your score in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.